Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone. My name is Abdul Karim alias from University Science Malaysia. In this video, in this presentation, I would like to share this topic: designing learning activities for small groups and individuals. I think this is very important in order to engage our students during the online sessions. It's very important to design series of learning activities that would engage them, especially engaging them cognitively, and to also design a so-called active learning environment where we can engage them among their peers, student-student interaction. Then we can also design the interaction to be in a group, or it can be between the students and the content itself. We can design some form of interaction and engagement, student content engagement, and also student and teachers as well. So there are three types of student engagement there. So by having learning activities, if you have 1 hour session, or sometimes you have 2 hours, like this semester I'm teaching one subject. I have 1 hour slot on Monday and 2 hours slot on Tuesday. So it is very important when we do the synchronous session, we don't want to spend the whole 1 hour or the whole 2 hours giving lectures. So we have to move away from the concept from the kind of the old traditional way of giving content to the students. Remember, I always say that don't cover the content, but let the students to uncover the content. Uncovering the content is by designing learning activities that would get the students to do, because learning is something that students do, not that we do for them, and get the students to think, to engage them cognitively. So I'd like to share some of the learning activities that I design for group as well for individual. These are the activities that I'm doing, I do and I use in my own course. Yeah. So first of all, in order to design the learning activities, we need to allocate time for that. So I have this model 70-20-10 of active learning. This is my own kind of the way I divide the 1 hour or 2 hours class into 3 segments. Basically, 70% will be activities, and 20% of the time would be where this is where the teaching part is. The teacher, they can come in and do the debriefing or discussion, and perhaps even show a few slides, a normal so-called lecture, to kind of put things together. Okay. Then 10% of the time, so maybe we can allow about 10% of the time for students to do reflection, and the reflection can be done in many ways. For example, I always get the students to do to tweet the summary of that 1 hour or 2 hour session in 1 tweet or 2 tweets. So tweeting using Twitters is actually a very good skill that we can teach our students, because they have to write in a short and concise manner, and teach them to articulate what they have learned in a very short and concise manner. So this is the course, my own course that I teach this semester, this part of it. So as you can see here, I have content, and this content we can design so that the students can go through this content in the asynchronous part of our course. Then when they come for the synchronous session, we don't want to use the time to give the content again, but rather we design series of learning activities to take them deeper into the content, to engage them with the content, and also to engage them cognitively, getting them to put their thinking hat. So that's why you see here, I name my activities here, put your thinking hat. So when the students see this, they know that these are the activities where they need to really think, get themselves into the thinking mode and try to solve the problem. The problem given is always aligned with the learning outcome, and some of these problems can be done, we can go through with them in the classroom. So for example, as you can see here, this was yesterday's session on Tuesday yesterday, and it's already week 4. So what I did here, I went through the problem here together with the students, and before that I have grouped the students into, I think we have about 7 or 8 groups. So we let them to have a discussion in their own group through the breakout room. So in WebEx you can create the breakout room, or in Zoom and other Microsoft Teams also. I'm not sure about Microsoft Teams, but I think you can also create a breakout room. Take advantage of this breakout room, get them into their own group in the breakout room, give them ample time to go through the problem, then tell them exactly when they have to come back, and we can start the discussion in a bigger group. So I find that the way I conduct this session is through a series of questions, and this actually takes some time to really plan what kind of questions that you want to ask. And I have learned a few techniques from I want to show the book again. Okay, yeah, I'm reading this book, and thinking through quality questioning, and I'm applying some of what I learned in every class because I want to practice, and then hopefully when I have mastered the technique, I can teach people. And I find it very it can be quite difficult, but to me it can be very effective way to get students into their thinking mode and get them to speak up and also to share their thought, and we have to create that environment that would make them comfortable to share, without feeling that they are giving the wrong answer or silly answers. So I also design MCQ questions, and this MCQ can be very powerful if we design these questions to align with the learning outcome, and design the question in such a way when they answer the questions, they actually will learn the content. They will get the content through answering the questions, and they will get even more when we discuss the question one by one. And I use Socrative for this purpose, and this is my number one maybe favorite tool for learning activities as well as for assessment. So as you can see here, the red color meaning that is incorrect answer, and the green color is actually the right answer. And for your information, they answer these MCQ questions individually, but they discuss every questions in a group. Okay, so they have to agree. They have to agree what is the right answer or the correct answer for the questions. But when they answer, they may not, they may not give the same answer that they have agreed in the group. But again here, the idea is, and we give them all the reading materials they need to answer these questions, and you tell them to read before they come to the class, but you give also some time for them to read during the class, because you cannot be sure that everyone will read before they come to the class, unless you give this exercise before they come to the class. So after they have answered this, then I use the rest of the time during the class to go through every question one by one, and by doing that, they learn the content rather than me showing the slide one by one and telling them the content. So it's not tell but show, and get them to actually create their own knowledge, build their own knowledge, and create their own meaning. Okay, so, and what about the asynchronous part? So I have designed the class. I will show you my actual course. This is the slide. I will show you my actual course very briefly. But in the asynchronous part, this is also very important because this is more independent kind of learning, and you want them to be self-directed learners, but we cannot just leave them or let them on their own. We have to give some guidance as to what they need to do, and some time frame if possible. And this, for example, some of the activities that they have done, and asynchronously. Okay. And another activity that I do in the classroom, I give them something to do. Let's say in this case they have to summarize the whole topic after we have completed the first topic. So they will summarize the way they understand the topic, and they will share the link to this mind map in Twitter. So they have to tweet the link to this, and everyone will see everyone else mind map. Then during the class, I will pick one or two mind map, one that is quite complete, another one maybe less complete, so that we can see where are the gaps. Then we go through and this again through a series of questions to take them through this mind map. And here, most importantly, I want to kind of connect the dots for the students, because learning is about connecting the dots. Once we have connected the dots for the students, they can see the big picture now, basically, which is a learning outcome, and they are able to make sense of what they have learned, and they can see how things are related or interrelated to each other. So we don't want any gap. We must make sure here through this kind of mind map discussion and series of questioning, we want to connect the dot for them, so that they are able now to make sense of the information and become internalize the knowledge. And after that, they should be able now to apply this in to solve some problems, or to create something new, and to synthesize this into something meaningful. So they create meaning from this. Okay. And another activity that I get the students to do, so this is what I would say a form of crowdsourcing. So I ask them to tweet. Tweeting is a way to one of the application for tweeting is to summarize the whole class, the whole session. Another one is I ask them to tweet at least one tweet a week minimum. Yeah, one tweet a week minimum. But the tweet is actually when they read any article or watch any video, they share one essential, important, pertinent points from what they have read. So imagine one student will at least minimum share one tweet. 60 students in the group will be 60 tweets for that particular lesson, for that particular topic. And in this case, in this way, we actually empower the students to create content together with the teacher. So this kind of the concept of co-creation, the concept of co-creation. And I find this very, very useful. In fact, I learn also a lot from their tweets, because there are certain things that I have not seen or I have not discovered, but they have discovered, and they share. So everyone is learning here, including the teacher, including the lecturer. Okay, so in other words, I think we have to rethink our content strategy as well as our instructional strategy when we teach online. Okay, now I would like to take you very quickly to show my course here. So this is my course, a topic. This is actually one topic, and some of these are actually content in the form of video. And usually when I create the video, these are basically giving the content to them to prepare them to to do the activities. And usually it's a short video, 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. But here you can see 50 minutes. It's a long video here because it's actually a recorded video given by the food industry specialist, and I have not yet cut the video into short segment, but maybe I will do that. But for now I just put it there. And then this one, 13 minutes here, is my own video that I have created for them. So then of course I give them the learning resources. But here you can see I have this is what I call the learning activities. Put your thinking hat 1, put your thinking hat 2, 3, 4, and this can be actually the students have access to it, and they can start to answer before the class. So you can see here. So this example of this, actually the real industry problem, by the way. Okay, and the answer, the problem is given there. It's kind of a simple scenario based kind of, it's not really a full scenario based, but it's a simple scenario kind of problem, scenario based, and then they will share their thought here, their answer here, and they will post it here, and it will appear here. And this I give them the freedom. I don't give them actually the deadline, but I told them each of these questions will be discussed in the class during the synchronous session. Okay, so they know now that I will engage them in the discussion and I will ask them questions. So now they have to prepare. So they have to do it, and be prepared, because they want to be able to answer when I ask them the questions. But the type of question, so this is a technique that we have to learn, how to make thinking visible. How to make thinking visible. Actually, you can Google, there's a lot of information, but in this book, actually, I learned some techniques how to make thinking visible, and how to design a series of questions that would take students deeper and deeper and deeper into the content, and finally, they will discover the answer for themselves. But it requires a lot of passion, actually, because our students are not trained this way. They are not trained this way. But I guess it's a matter of time. If we start to use this method more and more, they will start to kind of adopt to this new way of learning and new way of thinking. Okay, so as you can see here, I have many activities, and all the activities will come under one place here, so that easy for me to check all their responses here. Okay, so I'm very happy to see they are very, very active, as you can see from here. Okay, yeah. So I think designing the learning activities are very important, and this is where we will engage them 70% of the time during the synchronous session. So 2 hours actually went by, it just go by so fast, because there's very good discussion when the students can get also very excited, actually, because some of them have prepared, and when they are able to answer and give a very nice answer, they are very, very happy. And so I guess maybe just to make this video short, that's all I want to discuss for now, and I will try to share more other ideas of learning activities that we can do to engage students individually and also in group, and engage them at a high level of cognitive in order to to develop that kind of ability for them to apply their critical thinking problem solving. So that's all for now. So thank you very much. I hope your precious time is worthwhile and I've given value for your precious time. And I hope to see you in another video and sharing another type of learning activities. Thank you very much. Bye for now.